Welcome back, Stasa23 here, back again with some knife therapy. And today's knife is the Civivi Governor. This guy comes in at $55, and it's one that I would normally choose because it's a big knife, at least in what I like to carry. But it checked a lot of boxes and enough for me to pull the trigger. And, I love a good budget knife just like I love a good high-end knife. So let's get some specs out of the way so you can know around about how big this guy is. You have an overall length of 8.6 inches, a blade length of 3.87 inches, handle length of 4.87 inches, thickness of 0.48, so it's thinner than the average. In the closed position, the width is 1 inch wide. Blade stock thickness is 0.118, so not overly stocky. And your behind the edge thickness ranges at the thinnest at 18 thousandths, and then majority of it is 20 thousandths. It was about 18 thousandths up in this area, and then it gradually climbed to 20 thousandths from about here to here. So it's been a good slicer, and I think it would make an excellent work knife. So let's kind of dive into this. Let's get a closer look. You just have a pretty, plain looking knife. But one thing that drew this to me is a Civivi with a thumb stud. I don't know if there's any other ones with thumb studs. No, they have some with blade holes, but I like thumb studs, almost as much as I like the blade hole. But I want to try it out and see how they do the detent on their thumb stud knives. So you have the Civivi satin finish with a hollow grind. I'm pretty sure this is a hollow. Yeah, hollow grind. Let me make sure. Yeah. You got a nice top wedge that goes almost the entire length of the blade. You have a decent point for piercing, not overly thin, but thin enough to get you in that spot. As you can see, the blade is sterile on this side, and on this side, there's probably, where is it at? I got some Earl. Somewhere there's a D2 marking, I'm sure, somewhere on this guy. They do a good job of hiding it. Let's see. It's probably under that Earl right there. Also, you can see you have black coated dual thumb studs. The texture on the thumb studs has been pretty nice. It's kind of that cone shape. And I noticed a lot of times, like, the cone shape, if it's not coated, sometimes can be sharp. But I noticed that coating kind of knocks that sharpness off a little bit. You do have a little bit of jimping right there. That's good for me. I don't really like jimping. It does catch that thumb if you bear down on there. As you can see, you have kind of sharp cut 90-degree jimps. So like I said, it does catch your finger. Let's see. You have a sharpening choil, and it appears that they did it right. And the plunge line's going right there behind it. So if they didn't, it looks like you might have just a little tiny smile. I'm okay with that. It's not going to really be that noticeable. Let's see. Let's come back to the scales. You have a peel ply gray G10 scale. Very light traction. Doesn't have a whole lot of extra grip. I like that. Doesn't tear up my pants. You have the Civivi logo on the pivot. Love how they use these flat pan head screws that are countersunk, so you don't have anything sticking out. You have a little small lanyard hole. I doubt it'd be tough to get you some 550, but I'm not a lanyard person, so. You do have holes tapped for left or right-handed tip-up carry only. You have a nice grade G10 backspacer that goes about halfway of the knife. You have heavy skeletonization on both scales. They do a great job of relieving the weight. While we're speaking of it, let's see. They get that ounce and inch that some people just have to have. 4.20, so no, they didn't make it. It's 3.87 inch blade, but hey, it doesn't matter to me. That's great for an 8.6 inch knife. I'm not sure if I said it already, but this comes in D2 steel. I haven't tested this one as much as the shredder that I got in the other day. I probably already posted that review, but I have started and got a good bit of, especially in the ergos. I noticed it was pretty darn comfortable for me, especially in the hammer grip. No real hot spots to speak of. This handle does a good job of dropping down right there. You have this nice generous choil that should fit anybody's hand. It's nice and comfortable. The reverse grip is also really comfortable, or whatever you call it, draw grip, pull grip. And this is the reverse grip, I guess. And that's okay as well, but not something I'll ever use in my life. The lock bar is sitting proud of the show side liner. It does have jimping. You can easily get your finger in there to disengage that lock. Your lockup is sitting at around 50%, and I'm good with that. Let's see. This guy is it? Can't tell. Let's see. Yeah, that must just be regular phosphor bronze washers. I haven't taken this one down, but yeah, it appears to be just regular phosphor bronze, and I'm good with that as well. The action on this is nice and smooth, nice and snappy. They didn't overly tighten that detent. I can spidey flick it easily. I can easily slow roll it, and I can also easily flip it out with the thumb. You have great blade to handle ratio, almost 1-to-1. It's a deep carry. There you go. Really deep carry. They also did a great job of countersinking those clip screws, so it's not going to catch on your pocket. And I didn't notice any trouble coming in and out of the pocket. You have pretty decent retention right there. The scoop on this one, the rise right here is not too high to where I'm feeling it in the palm. Overall, I think it's a good little work knife, especially for $55. Let's get some size comparisons, and then I'll wrap this guy up. All right. First knife, to me, they have a lot of similarity, or at least look a lot alike, and that is the CJRB Centros design. This is a Dylan Mallory design. Centros is a little bit shorter than the Governor. Now, I will say that the grind is a good bit thinner than this one. Let's see. I don't want to say that and not be correct because I haven't checked it, but just by cutting the feel, let's see if I can do this behind camera. One thing they don't do a great job of is thinning out their edges. The primary 24 thousandths. So this thing at its thickest spot is 20 thousandths. So there you go. If you want, I guess, a more tough edge, I guess you could say, I guess you get the Centros. I like the Centros, but still got to do my video on that. Then you have the Gerber flat iron. Wish they would upgrade the steel on this guy. And as you see, both of these are shorter than the Governor. All right, then you have the Spyderco Military, which is going to dwarf it in length. And the Best Tech Todd Knife and Tool Collaboration Malware. These two are pretty much identical in length. Another one I got to do a video on here soon. And Civivi Brother, the shredder. If you hadn't seen my video on the shredder, go check it out. It should be up already. If not, it'll be up after the Governor. sometime soon. So there you go. Hope that was enough size comparisons for you. I don't have a whole lot of bigger budget knives because I usually tend to go to that 3.5 inch blades. But I'm happy to see Civivi, doing the thumb stud knife. Like I said, they might have already done one, but I haven't seen it, or I forgot. I don't know if y'all like seeing packaging or whatever, but it comes in your regular Civivi box with a little zipper pouch that fits, one knife. It's not like their premium knives that have the double-sided pouches, but I don't use those things anyway. So okay, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. Overall, like I said, I think it's a pretty solid knife. No major complaints. I take that back. One small complaint that I had is a lot of times when I was pulling through cuts, this clip, let's see, I don't know if it's higher than the other one. Let's see. No, they seem, from what I can tell, they seem about the same, but I did notice on the Governor that whenever I was doing pulling down cuts, like away from me right there, I noticed my palm hitting this top part of the clip up here. It wasn't nothing crazy. That's why I didn't really mention it. But overall, good little knife. Like I said, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. If you own this knife, let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you own several Civivis and you use them daily. Let me know how the D2 is held up on yours. I did notice on, which one was it? I don't know if it was the shredder or it might have been the shredder, that I had some small microchipping going on, but I could have cut something I shouldn't have supposed to have been cutting. So there you go. All right, now I'm just blabbing on. If you like this video, you made it this far, please give it a big thumbs up so I know you're enjoying my content. And if you're not already, please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything. And I hope everybody's having an absolutely wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.